I'm Tatiana Sasson. I'm the head of impact of Lightrock in Latin America. I make sure that all the investments in the region have a very strong impact angle along with the strong financial returns that we're looking for. Lightrock is a global private equity firm. Impact is very in our DNA. You have been in the region in Latin America since 2017. You have more than 10 companies in our portfolio. And you invest around the three main topics. Around people, main topics are healthcare and education. Productivity, it's financial inclusion, digitalization. And planet, it's energy transition, sustainable agriculture, smart mobility, and so on. Now in Latin America, it corresponds to around 15%, I would say, of our assets under management. Globally, we have around $5 billion USD, and around 600-700 of them are located here in Latin America. In Mexico, we're an investor of Confio. Confio is a fintech that provides credit to SMEs. SMEs in Latin America, they have a huge impact. They are like the heart of the economy, but at the same time, it's very hard for them to have access to credit. The company is growing incredibly well. The default rate is very low, and it has a huge impact specifically on females entrepreneurs. Another example, it's a company more on the energy transition side in Brazil called Combio. They replace fossil fuel energies with energy produced through biomass. So they use acai seeds, they use sugarcane vinasse. They both reduce the cost of energy in around 15%, but also the emissions in around 40%. You find very interesting companies here in the region. So we really like to build long-term relationships with the company, even if they are on Series A. We like to talk with them, to help them, and they reach some size to make the investments. The fundraising environment has been challenging, for macroeconomic reasons, but I think you still see pockets willing to invest on impact. Recent research and data points that have been showing that it's possible to deliver strong returns with impact. I think when you look to Europe, to US, in terms of social impact, for instance, the problems they are trying to solve are so much more complex than what the problems you are trying to solve here in Latin America. In terms of financial inclusion, half of the population don't have access to bank products here. Only 3% of Latin Americans have ever experienced online shopping here. So in terms of opportunity, it's huge. You have really good entrepreneurs here, smart people looking for solve the problems. Talking about climate opportunities, it's also you do have very intrinsic advantage. Concentration of critical minerals, clean energy on our matrix, a great combination to deliver both impact with financial return, and great example of companies doing so.